this is me. My name is Sue Lee. Sue Lee, S-U, like Sue without an E, and Lee, like Bruce Lee.
Working hard every day, I can't contain my shame. What am I doing? I feel far away.
Merry Christmas. I just ate a couple cans of veggies for dinner.
We're living a
Really
life
sad
of pain.
because I want to
Maybe
have
I'm
a
failing.
nice meal.
I don't think the same anymore. Counting all the paintings with.
No artist ever sees things the way they really are. If they did, they would cease to be an artist. That quote is by Oscar Wilde. My name is Data Fright. We're going to be talking about Sue Lee. Sue Lee is a South Korean musician who did her elementary and middle school in Boston, and she studied graphic design, and she went to school, and she was doing jobs and internships, and she decided to leave that and start her music career. I think this is really cool. And within a few years, she popped off with her single, All Just Dance. It kind of became viral. It got shared. I found it on Reddit. I think this was back in 2020. I found it on Reddit. It had the caption, "This is what my mental breakdown looks like." It was like really funny. And then she like just records herself in her room dancing and singing. She's super funny and she's super lively, and that kind of blew up, and she got like 1 million views. She blew up on Reddit. She blew up on YouTube, and it was like a humongous success. We love that. We love humongous success for artists, but it kind of she kind of pittered out. She didn't really have a catalog of the same caliber of music to keep people listening, so she kind of became an inadvertent one-hit wonder and faded away. I think this is an incredibly challenging position to be in. I think this is really kind of sad. I can imagine if I was an artist and I received commercial success only to never get it again, that would be pretty heartbreaking. I'd feel really terrible, and I feel for Sue Lee and her kind of struggles. However, I do think there is hope, because I think she, over the years, has matured a lot as an artist, and she has a very distinct audience and sound, and I think I think she's done some really good music, and she's bound to pop off again. Sue Lee kind of just first got into my attention because, I don't know, I started following her on TikTok. I listened to her music, and then I kind of stopped for a while. I've been aware of her since like 2020, so like 5 years, 6 years. I've been a fan of her. I listen to a lot of her music. I follow her on Spotify. But it was her stuff that she posted on TikTok that made me kind of concerned. She posted a video of herself kind of break down crying in her car, talking about how she doesn't want to do this anymore. She doesn't know if this path is still the right path for her, which like I get. Like it's very brave. A number of topics I want to cover in this video include being an artist and what that entails, including maybe not being famous and reaching burnout. And something that concerns me a lot with Sue Lee is some of her videos she posted on TikTok are kind of maybe a little real, maybe a little too real, a little sad. I think this individual maybe needs a little encouragement or help. I don't want to toss shade, but it's concerning to see someone who's so happy be so sad. And there is like a level of like, is this a bit? Is this real? Is she really having like breakdowns, or is like this part of an act? Because like some of it, like this sounds really bad, but she posted a video on Christmas and like she's like crying. She's crying. She's holding a can of corn and a can of diced tomatoes. I don't know, is this a bit? It kind of feels like a bit, but also it's really terrible. She's eating canned corn and canned diced tomatoes, and like that's her Christmas dinner. This is where we get into like the kind of confusion of, is it an act? Is she seriously having a hard time, or is she joking? I think some of them are bits, and I think some of them are a little more authentic. It's pretty concerning. I'm going to use this time now to kind of talk about myself. I'm a creator. I don't know. I consider myself more of a storyteller. I like telling stories. I did D&D for a decade, and I was dungeon master and made my own systems and games, and I eventually got into writing, and I've written 2 manuscripts. If you don't know, a manuscript is just a book that's not published. My second manuscript is my goal for this year, 2026, to get it published and pursue agents and get it out there. Not self-published. I have a stigma against self-published. You gotta, when someone publishes you, they believe in your work. A publicist, their job is to sell your book and get your book out there. And so I'm reminded of Sue Lee, who in her basic history description, she was an intern. She'd been doing internships and desk jobs and corporate jobs, I think in the realm of graphic design or something artistic like that. And she just left. She started her career. She just quit her job and then decided, I'm going to make music full time. And that's really cool. That's, I think that's super, super cool. It was so inspirational that when I was unhappy with my job and I wanted to do something crazy, I quit my job and I spent the remaining 3 months writing my second manuscript. Really planning it and studying, and every day I didn't worry about money, I didn't worry about work. I'd wake up, I'd have a cup of coffee, I'd be writing or I'd be editing or be going on walks and planning and brainstorming and editing and outlining, and it was cool. It was really, really cool. It was one of the greatest times of my life. And what I followed up with that was not getting a job, but continuing to do more fun stuff. I created an animation with a friend, and I'm just like really happy for these times that I had in my life that I got to not worry about money or stress or anything and just pursue my dreams and passions. I think those were really special and magical times. Like, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel fulfilled. I'm happy with the way things turned out. Maybe I'm not rich and famous, and my book hasn't been published yet, and I think only 100 people viewed our animation, but it was fun. That was cool. That's what art is. Like, you don't, in my opinion, art's not about money. Art's not about, maybe it is about fame, but in my opinion, it's more about doing something cool that you can do that other people can do. Showing other people how cool you are by doing stuff that they can't do. That's art. That's the purpose of art. It's to have fun. I told myself when I was writing and working on other projects, if these projects ever became work, then I was going to stop, because I'm in it because it's fun, because it's cool, because other people can't do it. And I wouldn't have gotten to this point hadn't Sue Lee been such a major inspiration. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could just quit your job and then just pursue your dreams. I mean, I think we all knew that, but like to see someone do that is like a whole nother story. This video is less of it's less of an editorial research study and more kind of just like thoughts on like my feelings and ranting about how like I feel inspired and I'm worried about Sue Lee. I'm gonna show you guys some videos that I've taken from TikTok, and you can judge for yourself. I don't want to show too much. I don't want to get into her business. I don't know what's going on. I did date the videos so that like you can kind of see when things were going down. There seemed to be more kind of cryptic and mysterious and kind of some sad videos around maybe Halloween. We're gonna do a voiceover and get in all the facts, so don't worry about that. This is just the ground road of the video, just like me ranting. So I think Suli is very special. She's been very inspirational. She kind of showed me some cool things that I didn't know were possible, but she did it. And, you know, just like her song, Thank You, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you, Suli, for being brave when not a lot of people are brave. You're brave. You stepped out of corporate world. You've moved to America. You know, you've pursued your dreams. Maybe you haven't popped off yet, but like, that's still awesome. That's still infinitely better than everybody who never does anything. I had a number of friends who like talk about how they went to art school, or they went to film school, and that's really cool. They never did anything, right? I think doing something is infinitely always better than doing nothing, and if it's a good thing. So like, you're cool. You're really cool. You're really cool and you're inspirational. And like, you make waves in your communities and you don't see it. You don't know the effect that you have on people and the influence you have. And even if it's just some lonely girls listening to music thinking your stuff is poppy and cool, then that's cool, you know? I don't think I'll ever become famous, but that's my goal, is to at least keep working on art until I can make a livable career off of it to a degree, which is probably going to take 20 years, but like that's what I want to do, and we're going to get there. So to start the video off, thank you, Suli. You're super cool. You're super inspirational. And I'm Data Fright, so let's get into it. Okay, talk about some statistics right here. The reason for... I've been wanting to make this video for a number of months because I've kind of been seeing some videos from Suli that are kind of concerning. I have gone through the months of August, October, and November. I have grabbed these videos and taken them off TikTok. These videos that I've categorized as either cryptic or sad. The cryptic is kind of, maybe kind of sad, but maybe not. These are like, is she, is there something going on? Is she just pretending? The sad ones are definitely more sad. If we combine the categories of sad and cryptic, total number of videos throughout the month, I've got these dated. Total of 3 sad and cryptic in August, 14 sad and cryptic in October, and then 8 sad and cryptic in November. As we can see, there's kind of a spike. Looking at just the sad, we've got 3 in August, 6 in October, and 6 in November. Looking at the cryptic, we've got 0 in August, 8 in October, and 2 in November. So we're going to be looking at this. I have a little infographic of the map of October, which has the majority of these, kind of the most sad and cryptic. Several of these days, the October 27th and October 28th are pretty hot days. Those both have 2 videos each that were kind of cryptic, and then the 28th had 2 sad videos. This is kind of a hot intensity of what's going on. I don't really know what's going on, but it's like clear based off her content that maybe she was having a challenging time leading up to Halloween. I don't know what's going on, but it's clear through her content that something is amiss, something is not really fitting well. We're going to get into this later in the same part, but there's a number of videos that mention depression. I also want to point out that on other platforms like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, these do not have as nearly as many sad and cryptic videos that I found on TikTok. I went through and I scrolled through a bunch of these for a long time. Most notably, probably one of the saddest videos that we've talked about is the close to Christmas corn and diced tomatoes. And like, this is not on her other platforms. This is just on TikTok. So I don't know why specifically. It kind of seems like there's a little bit of different stuff, but there's a lot of carryover between all three platforms. But the majority of the sad stuff is on TikTok. So I've been thinking about Sue Lee for a while. I'd been wanting to do a video about her for a while, for a number of months, because like I've seen these videos that are kind of concerning on TikTok, and I'm like, what's going on? And then things would be nice. I also recorded a number of hopeful videos where it was like, oh, well, she's doing better, she's having a better time, so maybe I don't have to make this video. And then time would go on, and I'm like, no, I gotta make this video, there's something going on. We're kind of worried about Sue Lee, what's happening. And then time would go on, and oh, she seemed fine. I don't know what sparked me. You know, it is the new year. I don't know what sparked me to start this project, but we're doing it, so we're gonna finish it. We're just getting this out here. This is not supposed to be judgmental. This is not me coming from a place of like, hey, let's poke fun. It's more of like, I'm genuinely concerned. Are you doing okay? You know, we're going to talk about how I think maybe she's in burnout. I think Sue Lee is kind of burnt out. I think she has a number of life stressors. Somebody like attacked her car. There's a bunch of kind of weird stuff going on, but that kind of stuff kind of happens in bigger cities. But, you know, very, very concerned, very coming into a place of concern. Let's look at some sad videos. Okay, sad 1026. This is kind of makes me uncomfortable. We got Sue Lee here, sporting that Golden Girls shirt. She's kind of like staring into the camera, staring it down, trying to find myself amidst the chaos. Definitely kind of sad. Maybe not what we want to see from our artist. Yeah, 1023, talking about how she was in a car accident. Okay, this is 9:30. Cried the whole day, missing my family, 6,000 miles away from home. Not sure if I'll ever beat this depression, and wondering if I got it in me to keep pursuing my dreams and keep living. This is like really, really sad. Really, it's just like even the wording of that is specifically kind of concerning, very concerning. This 9:18. This is another sad one. It's my birthday today. Trying to embrace the fact that not all birthdays have to be filled with joy or be glamorous or spent with lots of people. It can be a day where I try my best to count my blessings and have hope for a better future. This is very sad. I'm sorry. This is very sad. This stuff like this breaks my heart. From 11:07, here we have Sue Lee. She's kind of talking and says, another day where I feel a little bit like a failure. 10:28:2. So this is in that series of challenging days for her, seemingly from my data. She's like repeating me to myself all day. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed by everything all at once. This is concerning. This is concerning. And then once again, 10:27:2. Okay, what do you think about me wearing this outfit? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we talked about earlier. She's like joking about wearing this exact same outfit for the entire month. I don't know if this is a joke, because I do see her frequently wearing this outfit, but I think it's probably, hopefully, a bit. But like, yeah, we're kind of concerned. We're kind of concerned of Sue Lee. We want her to do well. You know, I don't have the answers. I have not interviewed her. I'm trying to give her some privacy. You know, this is coming from a place of like, I want you to do well. I want you to be okay. This is not a judgmental place. You don't have to come in and tell us your business, but we want you to do well. We want you to do better. We're kind of concerned. This is kind of the main concept that got me into this video, but I don't want this to kind of be a drama main focus. This is just a branching off point. You know, she caught my attention. we're making a video about her, and we're going to cover some other stuff, you know, in future section. We're going to be covering her music that like I like, and why I think these under-discovered songs are going to pop off, and she's going to have a revival. You know, that's what we're thinking and what we're hoping. If this is a call out to Sue Lee, then I want it to be known, like, I'm not tossing shade. Like, I genuinely do like you, but I do have some opinions. A lot of what sets me out as different from an artist is I've already kind of had my collapse. I've had it a number of years ago, and I've rebuilt myself up. And I did all of this getting myself mentally healthy and in a headspace where I can do my best and pursue my dreams without being worried about burnout. So, what does this look like? It looks like I'm, like all good artists, I'm messed up and crazy and traumatized, and that's fine. But like, when you know the world and you know pain, then it makes you a really good artist, right? You know the real world. You know how messed up it can be, and how hard times can be, and how isolating it can be. Telling about the human condition and exploring that is what art is. This is the purpose, to reflect our inner turmoil and show others about the world that we've experienced. This is artists. This is what artists do. This is musicians, writers, painters, sculptors, video makers, anything, you know. Art is, it's like a look in our inner soul, and like, I can tell by Sue Lee's work that she has lived it. She knows trauma, she knows challenges, she knows difficulty. I love her song, the new song. I think it's good. Like 62,000 views, which, you know, it's like, objectively, compared to like all of the 2 YouTube videos that I get, I think that's phenomenal. I think that's great. I can understand after getting her top seller, I'll Just Dance, is about 5 million views, I think. And then she has a number of 5 or 6 other videos that are up in the 1 million. This is actually a very good commercial success. But where I'm at is, I'm traumatized. I know the messed up stuff, but I've put a lot of time and effort into myself. I've put a lot of time and effort kind of breaking myself down, re-examining myself, and seeing what's in my life and what's available and what I like in my life. I worked on such challenges as learning to accept, tolerate, love, like, be there for myself. This is really good. And then I kind of started to figure out how motivation worked, and then my life just started getting a lot better from there. But I can see how if you jump into it, you can kind of get lost in the sauce. You're having these real emotional experiences and challenges. It's easy to get lost in that kind of mindset of that trauma, right? That you just feel bad. Something that's very real is burnout. You know, doing everything and feeling like you're not getting the return you deserve, and then just feeling like nothing matters. I used to be like a really big Christian. A lot of my friends are still Christians. I did that for a decade. I think what's great about our religious communities is they have the thing called sabbatical. So I think like every 5 years, 4 years or so, they go on like a vacation for like 6 months, and they just get away and they question things. They question themselves. They go out and explore and trying to find Christ in the world to revitalize themselves so they continue to serve others. I think this is so real, and we need it in the artist community. In the disturbing video where Sue Lee is break down crying in her car,
I feel like giving up. I feel like giving it all up.
In that video, she's talking about how she's like, she wants to kind of give up. And I think like a lot of my message to her was like, I think you need a break. I think you need to re-examine some things and get mentally healthy. I still stick by this, but a lot of people see, oh, I want to give up, fight, keep going, go harder, try harder, you can do it. I think this is very nice, But I think like genuinely I see a lot in like her content and her videos and what she's posting now, and especially whatever challenges she was facing in the past. I see this as like a need. Like she's in burnout. You're burnt out. You need to step back.
Lately, it's been a lot of uncertainty and, you know, just the reality of like paying rent and the bills and visas and immigration and being away from family and not having a lot of friends. And
My advice is not to give up, but you need like a refresher. You need to like get out, take a break, go be with your family. Stop making art and being an artist for like a year. Get in touch with your family, live with them, let people love and support you and take care of you as you rebuild your emotional state. Try and recenter what you enjoy about being an artist and making music and making people happy. Reconnect with that. Find that base spark that got you into it to begin with, and try and love it and cultivate that. But really, you gotta stop. You gotta like step back and try and take a break. Try and take a break for, honestly, for like a year, just, or 6 months, or whatever you want your sabbatical to be. But you need to step away because you're going through hard times and you're struggling, and we want you to succeed. You know, sometimes you need a little break, you need a little breather, and I strongly recommend this. I'm not in a bad state, but I'm also definitely not working as hard as you, and I haven't been working as hard for as long, and I haven't faced as many challenges. But I can definitely see that like you're having a hard time, and I think you're doing better now, and that's really great. But you know, my biggest suggestion is to take care of yourself. You're the most important person in your life. You always have been, and you always will be. You're the only person that's been with you every step of the way, and you're the only person that's going to always be with you every step of the way, good and bad, off and on camera. So taking care of yourself is really kind of the main message of this video, is that I like Sue Lee. I like you. I like your art. I think you're really cool. But I don't want you to have a hard time. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to do the best that's right for you. You know, I think people do love and care about you. I've seen the videos of your family. I think when I listen to your winter song, you know, the lyrics are constant. I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. And like, that's very real. Part of what I like is the authenticity, is like you capture like real kind of messed up, unconventionally happy, bubbly, kind of sad stuff, and you capture that well in your lyrics, and I love that. But like, we write what we know, so I'm not saying maybe you're literally saying you want to go back, but maybe to a degree, maybe to a degree you do need to go back and just kind of like take a break, get a job at a convenience store, do something easy, just do easy work and take care of yourself. That's my biggest interest in this video, is communicating the message that like, I'm kind of worried about you. I want you to succeed. I want you to do well. I don't want you to think that you're out here all by yourself and you have to carry the weight of the world. It's not important. The most important thing is you, and you taking care of yourself, and you being strong, and you bettering yourself so you can jump back into it and be better than ever. I do personally really like the slower, sad songs. I also really like your upbeat, bubbly, happy ones. I love Thank You. I remember when you dropped that. You dropped Thank You a few months after the release of I'll Just Dance, which I love I'll Just Dance. I love it a lot, but like, I think you need to take care of yourself. I think things are gonna be all right, and it's not that big of a deal, but I think you need to take care of yourself.
I still don't know what I'm doing, but then again, that's life, so I guess I'll just have a little fun. 'Cause I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive.
Good evening, sir. May I get you started with a fine vintage? Yes, I was looking for something new and undiscovered. Maybe something still elite? Yes, sir. I think I have something up that alley. Allow me to introduce some vintages. Life is suffering well.
My life is burning well, 'cause you and me and
Aromas of juicy black cherry and raspberry open to darker notes of cacao, crushed spin rolls, and dried thyme. Virgo blooming. Lifted violet, pomegranate, pink peppercorn, and fresh herbs burst out playful and clean. Chill down and serve slightly cool. Picasso.
Drink to insanity, insanity.
Explodes with crushed blackberry, iron, burnt orange peel, and herbs. Slightly volatile in the best ways, though. Drinks like a feral Saha and natural cab. Pair with charcoal, late nights, and bad decisions. Yes, how lovely. I'll take some Picasso, please. Wrong glass, sir. Okay, so just kind of talking here, just like little fun skit of like comparing her music in new ways and showing her interesting sound and the kind of complexities that Sully offers. I want to take a moment to talk about Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Adeline Carpenter was born May 11th, 1999. She was homeschooled and grew up with 3 older sisters. She began singing lessons at the age of 6, and around 10, she started posting covers of Christina Aguilera and Adele songs on YouTube. In 2008, she entered online singing contest hosted by Miley Cyrus, placing 3rd in 2010. Around that time, she signed with her manager, Bill Pearlman. Her first acting role came in 2011, Law and Order SVU, followed by a part in the film Horns in 2013. She also recorded Smile for a Disney Fairies compilation. Between 2010 and 2013, Carpenter released independent singles before signing a 5-album deal with Disney Hollywood Records in 2014. Her debut single, Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, co-written by Megan Tanner, came out in March 2014 and led to a debut EP of the same name. Her first studio album, Eyes Wide Open, followed in 2015 with the lead single, We'll Be the Stars. In 2021, Carpenter signed with Island Records Universal Music Group and released her debut single for the label, Skin. In March 2024, she featured on You Need Me Now by Girl in Red. A month later, she released her single Espresso and performed at Coachella. So this is pretty interesting because she's kind of been like doing this all her life. If we kind of look at like where she started and when she kind of took off, if we want to say that like Espresso was her broad public appeal and she kind of blew up, that took 25 years, but there was still a good like almost 15 years before she had her first like record deal. And stuff that we didn't touch on, she kind of like she kind of had a family that like was very kind of supportive and got a lot of help. She had like music lessons and like got into acting, which got her like kind of breaking her out. She had like within 15 years she had a basic record deal with like Disney, and like that's pretty incredible. And then like from basic record deal, and like she already had training and stuff, it was like another 10 years until she like really blew up. So like this is kind of something interesting to consider. It's just like how much time and effort maybe something goes and takes, and she's like already really successful. This is like best case scenario. So I think it's important to recognize that like it is a process and it does take a long time. And like some people get started with their foot in the race like way ahead of everyone else. But I still think it's valuable that anyone can win the race and achieve their goals. I just wanted to talk about this section for Sabrina Carpenter. Not that we should compare anybody, but just like as a reference of like how long it took her to like reach extreme famedom. I think she's doing great, and yeah, I think Sully also can reach similar milestones. I think, I don't know her history as well, but I think if we look at Sue Lee has been doing this for about 6 years, and Sabrina Carpenter in a similar boat took about 10 years to get to that major blast off. I still think this is achievable and reasonable. Not that it's going to be exactly like that, but I don't know, something interesting. And I think popping off again is within the realm of possibility and very reasonable. I think this is definitely achievable. Like, I don't think it's going to take forever. I think maybe we need a little, like, just some reference guides to like keep us in check. And I think this kind of helps with the mentality of burnout, because in a vacuum, it's really hard to gauge and it feel really bad really soon. So I just wanted to kind of take a look from a different angle. I think what we're doing here is what I'm doing here, maybe a little rant, but I've been watching Sue Lee's TikToks and I've been kind of concerned for her and wanted to send her a message of hope, and it can get better and it definitely will get better, but sometimes you have to step away and you're not letting anyone down. People are more interested in you being successful and mentally healthy than anything else. We love Sue Lee. We love her energy. We love her sad. We love her happy. We love her goofy. She's so bubbly. She's wonderful. We love Sue Lee. We want Sue Lee to do well. We care about you. We care about you as an artist and an inspiration to others. But you need to look after yourself. You're making us concerned. I'm concerned. I want you to do well. I'm really happy for you. I'm really proud of you. I think everything that you've done has been phenomenal. And more than anything, I'm excited for the future because you have so much potential. And I do genuinely think you're going to pop off soon. I think you're going to pop off again. And I think you're going to pop off for real. Not just another one-hit wonder. I think you've grown massive levels of maturity in your writing and your lyrics and your music. You really do speak from an authentic place. When I listen to Picasso, I'm blown away. I'm blown away every single time. I think it's incredibly powerful and beautiful song. I think it's criminal that it's so unheard. I think you're going to really pop off. I think if you can keep fighting and rebalance yourself and move forward, I think you're due. Normally I'm watching YouTube and stuff and finding YouTube content creators and then discovering them and then they blow up a little bit later. But I think this is the first time that I've found a song that is really, really good. I'm talking about Picasso. Really, really good song. It's really good. I love it. It's phenomenal. I've listened to it for months. I've literally cried 2 times listening to the song because it's so beautiful and legit and authentic. So keep fighting, Sue Lee. Your time will come. You're so close. I think you can't see it. I think you're losing it. You're burning out, and I don't want you to burn out. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to keep going. I want you to do what you think is right, but as things stand right now, we're all a little worried about you. I'm worried. I want you to do well. Take a break. Go on a vacation. Take a month vacation. Take 6 months vacation. Take a year off. Don't make art. Just kind of get in touch with what made it feel special to you. Work some easy job. This is what I'm doing. I'm working as a server as I work on pursuing publication. I'm just kind of struggling artist phase where I'm just kind of trying to do my best and reach for a better future. I just want to give you an encouraging message that I believe in you and that you can do it. We want you to succeed. We want you to be happy and healthy and mentally healthy. And I recommend take a hiatus. Take a hiatus. Take a break. Get in touch with yourself and get in touch with what brought the spark. I think when you realize that the stakes aren't super high and you set high stakes for yourself and high goals, then it's going to be okay. You're not going to let anyone down. Everyone believes in you. Everyone's happy for you. No one is going to be let down if you take some time off, if you recalibrate, We're going to be happy because you're going to be better in the long run. That's what really matters. Your mental success, your everything. We want you to do well. That's more important. You being mentally healthy and doing well and being genuinely happy is more important than anything else. I can't stress that enough. I'm gonna stop talking. This is a big rant video, but I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to have filmed this, and I'm hopefully it comes off not so dickish. I'm kind of worried that I'm gonna come off rude, but I do genuinely care and I want you to do well. I don't really know what this video is about, but I hope it helps. I hope this makes you feel better and helps you get to a better place. Thank you.